Shelley Hofberg is a clairvoyant, medium, pet psychic, and tarot reader. She does not ask for the details about your life, but primarily relies on her gift of clairvoyance to receive the psychic insights that will be the most helpful to you about your soulmate, relationships, money concerns, and your career path. As a pet psychic, she will receive insights about what your pet or pets want you to know. As a medium, she will connect with your loved ones on the other side. Shelley Hofberg is the host of the Psychic Horizon radio show, produced by Goldilocks Productions and presented on Blog Talk Radio, Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Shelley brings together the pioneers and visionary teachers to share with you some of the most enlightening knowledge that is out there today to expand your horizons and open the paths to higher consciousness.
Welcome to the Psychic Horizon Show. I'm your host, Psychic Shelley Hofberg, and today's special guest is Bob the Psychic, and Bob is an angel card reader, a tarot reader, and medium. And he's also clairvoyant, and we're going to be talking about mediums, and Bob is going to be doing psychic readings for you, and I will be doing psychic readings. And I'm now ready to bring on Bob the Psychic. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Shelley. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Bob?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me. That's great.
Yes. And Bob, can you tell the callers about yourself?
Sure. My name is Bob. BobThePsychic.com is my website. I'm a psychic, a tarot, an angel card reader, a channel, and a medium here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I do readings over the phone or via Zoom, which is like a Skype, a video reading. Or if you're in the Phoenix metro area, you're welcome to come to my apartment home and have a reading in front of me. I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and Shelley and I have known each other, I think it's been about 3. I go to fairs here in town, and I just love helping people, giving them messages, clarity about relationships or about their job or about whatever's going on in their lives. That's basically my story, and I can't wait to talk to you guys.
Okay, great. And Bob, let me just find the sheet here.
No
Bob, what is a medium?
So as a medium, when I do that, I close my eyes and I can hear or see people on the other side. I don't really see them so much as like I hear them, or I kind of can tell where they are. And depending on how, when I'm looking at the person I'm talking to or imagining them in my head, depending on where like the I want to say the being or whatever it is appears, I can tell like what side of the family they're on, and then usually one of two things happens. Either they talk and I say what I'm hearing, or sometimes I'll be able to, close my eyes and relax enough where I can actually be them and they like speak through me. And I've done it to a lot of people. It's very interesting, some of the things I've said, and what's interesting too is when I do it and they speak through me, I never remember what it is I say, so it's interesting to like come back out of it and open your eyes, and the people in front of me are crying or they're really happy because of whatever it is I said that connected with the person on the other side. So if you have a question about someone on the other side, if you give me their name, most likely I'll be able to find them, or they'll appear around me, and we'll be able to talk to them. Or if you just have a general question, I'm happy to answer those too.
Bob, let's take our first caller, which is area code 860. Hello, 860.
Hi, good day.
Hi.
Hi, and who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Susan. I'm from Connecticut.
Hi, Susan.
Susan from Connecticut. And Susan, what is your question today?
Well, I kind of ran into a slight crisis with my job, and so I've obtained an attorney, and I just want to know if I will come out victorious and that the people won't get away with what they're trying to do.
Well, I feel like I am not, I'm getting no on that. I feel like, You're not the first one that they've done this to, and they've managed to get away with it before, whatever it is. I feel like in your case, I feel like you're supposed to leave the situation. I'm guessing you already have. And in terms of going after them, I feel like you're going to get some kind of justice from them, but I don't feel like it's full justice. So I feel like what they're trying to tell me is there will be something for you, but I don't know that it's going to stop them from doing this behavior, because I feel like whatever it is, they have done it before, and I do feel like it was a lesson for you to be in that situation and then be able to walk away from it. And now that you have, I feel like you've shifted some things in your life that will make things better. I do feel like are you working now? I feel like hold on, don't answer this. Is she working? I don't feel like you're working now. Are you not working right now?
No, but I'm still getting paid.
You're still getting paid, right? Okay, because I feel like you're going to be out of work for maybe the next, I don't think it's going to be much longer. I feel like it might be 2 to 4 weeks, closer to 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to find something better. But I do feel like that they're going to pay you off in a way or do something, but I don't know that it's going to go as far as you wanted it to or were expecting it to. Shelley, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like it to include retirement, but go ahead.
I feel that the company you're working has a very high-powered attorney. It looks like that the company has money, and so you're bringing this claim against them, and they're going to try to somehow. I mean, you have a fight on your hands. Because I feel it could end up going to court rather than getting resolved in court. And it feels like somehow they're going to try to discredit you. They're going to try to make it look like that what is going on is something, that you're doing. That you're doing. They're going to try to discredit you as a employee. I do feel that, if you have a male lawyer right now, I'm seeing the dog's making a lot of noise in the background, so I'm having a hard time hearing you. I feel that you're going to end up with a female lawyer, or somehow there's going to be a female involved in your case. I do feel that you should go.
I have a male lawyer.
What?
I have a male lawyer.
I'm picking up feminine energy, and sometimes I pick up energy rather than the sex of the person. So I'm picking up a lot of feminine energy around him, and that may be because he's very sensitive, that he has a lot of sensitivity. It does feel that, that once this is done, you don't want to do it right now because you're in the middle of trying to collect money from them, that I would definitely write a report to the Better Business Bureau. And in fact, it would not be bad for the
I can't do that because it's a state agency.
It's a what?
It's a state agency.
Oh, so they don't have the reports on the Better Business Bureau?
No.
Even if they're a state agency, there could be some kind of reports online about them. State agency are not excluded from having reports on the Better Business Bureau, even if it's the state. So you need to go and you need to look on the Better Business Bureau and see if there's any other complaints that have been filed against the state agency. And if these complaints have been filed against the state agency, your lawyer could contact these people. It will be helpful in your case. It doesn't matter that they're a state agency, if they're doing, if there's discrimination of any kind, it's going to be listed on the Better Business Bureau. So you need to look for that. You need to look for the state agency. You also need to have your lawyer after the case is done to contact the county, because the state agency is usually governed by the county, and you need to have the county report them to the county. And you need to have your lawyer also check with the county to contact the county, because when people complain against the state, they're going to contact the county, and there's going to be records of reports on the county. Because I feel that there's reports of other incidents of discrimination, because I feel that there's some kind of discrimination going on, and that there's other reports of this, and this is going to be very helpful for your case. And Bob, how can the caller get in contact with you?
Yes, you can go to my website. It is bobthepsychic.com. And if you book an appointment with me, and in the promo code, you can use the word radio, and that should save you, I think I have it in there to save you $20 on any kind of appointment with me, 30 minutes or longer. So my website is bobthepsychic.com, and that would be a way for you to find me.
Okay.
And I hope that the information helps, Susan. Do have your lawyer look into Better Business Bureau and the county, because there are other people, and this could help your case.
All right.
Thank you, Susan.
There's other cases like
what?
This. Okay, thank you.
Yes. I'm now ready to continue my interview with Bob the Psychic, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 510. What is the difference between a psychic and a medium, Bob?
Sure. So a medium is someone who hears voices or sees energy or gets messages from people who have passed, who are on the other side. A psychic is someone who is able to read energy around people and tell them about things going on necessarily in their own lives, and gives them, hints about their future, sees people's and situations like on this side around them. So the best way for me to describe it, so when I first discovered my gift and started using it, I was not a medium. I did not realize that I could talk to people on the other side until someone asked me if I could, and then I kind of said in my head, okay, and then I asked for someone's name and I heard something. So I feel like that's the major difference. Some people only focus on mediumship, that's really what they're good at, is on the other side, not so much people on this side. And there's some people like me and Shelley, and we can do both sides, like people on this side answering questions and also hear messages from the other side.
And Bob, let's take our next caller, which is area code 510.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Bree, and my
Bree, your name is Bree, you said?
C is in the alphabet, ABC.
Oh, C. Okay, cool. What a cool name.
Yes.
And C, what is your question today?
My question for this gentleman and you are, I'd like to know what is coming up for the end of the year for me.
I feel like you're going to be, I keep hearing it's going to be like a new place and time around you. I feel like you've made a lot of changes around you earlier this year, and at the end of the year, I feel like you might be living somewhere different. I feel like you might be moving somewhere where it's more peaceful or calm around you. There seems to be a lot of things, like I said, that you've cleared up, and I feel like the end of the year is the start of like the new cycle where there's new, I want to say happiness and stuff around you, but I definitely feel like you might be moving. Does that make sense? Are you thinking about moving somewhere?
I am going to be moving to Florida later this year. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that's definitely a good thing for you is what I'm getting, that you're going to like it much better there and you're going to be much more grounded. Do you have another specific question about that, or is that what you're looking for, just to say that, yeah, it's the right thing?
I'm retired, and I'm wondering if there's going to be any increased financial abundance as from my move.
I don't think right away, but I feel like within 3 to 6 months you are going to find something. It might be a part-time job or something that just gives you a little something, but I don't feel like it really pops up. It might not be till March, like within 3 to 6 months afterwards, because I feel like you get there, you get used to it, and then you kind of learn the lay of the land to figure out where it is you might go or do something. It feels like it's a part-time, something just for fun is what it feels like to me. It's not like a high-end, heavy-duty type thing.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Shelley. Go ahead.
Florida is going to be a really good move for you. It's a good place metaphysically and psychically. There's a metaphysical and a psychic community there. It's near the ocean. It's near the water. There's a lot of activities I feel going on in Orlando and Palm Beach, because I see you spending a lot of time in Orlando and Palm Beach, and there's a lot of activities going on. I'm seeing some involvement with the psychic or healing. Are you intuitive, or do you have healing abilities?
Yes, I do healing of many different modalities, yes.
Oh, all right, because I felt that you're also psychic. I also feel that you are a medical intuitive, and I feel that when you're starting to do your body work, your healing work, that you're going to be starting to pick up information from the clients on their condition. Because I feel that you also have are a natural medical intuitive. And I do feel that I agree with Bob with the part-time work, but I don't see it in an office or store. I see you maybe working as a healer in a healing center. That you will be involved in a healing center. It's going to either be at a metaphysical store, because some metaphysical stores also have healers, or you're going to be, working at a healing center. And I also feel that you're going to end up teaching healing. That not only are you going to be teaching healing from a store, but I see kind of like a web semester. I see you starting to teach people healing. I see you maybe getting your Reverend light, which you could get from the Universal Life Church. That will give you, you might want to get that, because then you could give people certification when you teach them, offer certification. So I see you working in a healing center. I see you getting certification from the Universal Life Church. I see you teaching healing to other people, doing classes. I see you having individual healings. I also see you doing healing circles where you're doing group healings for people. So Florida is, going to be really opening up a window of opportunity for you with the healing field. That you are going to retire, but you're still going to be very much involved with healing. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, my number is 818-744-5241. And my website is psychichorizon.com if you want to check me out. I'm having a special on psychic readings, $30 for 30 minutes. And you would just go to PayPal and put in my email, shelleyhofberg@gmail.com. And Bob, why don't you give her her contact information and tell her about your special?
Sure. So my website, it's bobthepsychic.com. And if you type in the word radio, when it says, do you have a promotion code, radio, all lowercase, it will take $20 off any reading 30 minutes or longer with me.
Oh, great.
So, yes. So go to my website and check it out.
I will do that.
And thank you for calling the Psychic Horizon Show, dear.
Thank you.
And for anybody in the Southern California area, please go to www.psychichorizons.com to check out my upcoming events and classes. I'm now going to continue my interview with Bob the Psychic, and then I'm going to take our next caller, which is area code 856. What type of information do you get through your medium readings, Bob?
So usually I get messages for people on this side, like if they want to say something about a family member. Sometimes I've heard messages about how people feel on the other side, like they're doing better or they're not in pain anymore. Sometimes I get, this is interesting too, when I have a client who has like put in the notes, that they're going to want to do mediumship, sometimes I'll sense their relative here in my home, like waiting to talk to them. My best story on that is there's a woman who I see in the day before she booked the appointment, I could smell cigarette smoke in my apartment, and I don't smoke, so I knew it was somebody here. And when she came and she asked about mediumship, and I was talking to her relative, and then I said when I was done, I go, does your relative smoke? And she goes, yes. And I'm like, okay, then they were here because I could smell that. So those are usually the messages I get. Sometimes I get a sense of like the chills or tingling when they're around me, when they're ready to speak, if the person is here and doesn't know that there's someone that wants to speak to them. So it's kind of a variety of sensations depending on how strong the person is on the other side and how much the person on this side really wants to speak or connect with them.
Awesome. And Bob, let's take our next caller, which is area code 856. Hello, 856.
Hi, this is Laura.
Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
And Laura, what is your psychic question today, Laura?
I would just like to know about settling down into my own house, getting a house.
Settling down into your own home?
Yes.
I don't think that the time right now is right. I feel like there's still some obstacles around you. They could be financial obstacles or other, like abundance obstacles. I feel like you need to, that it's going to happen, but I don't feel like it's very soon. I feel like it might be a year down the road. But in the meantime, I feel like you're also supposed to be like meditating or manifesting this new home and manifesting the ability to have it, the money flow freely to you that you'll be able to use in terms of having this home and creating it around you. So there are some YouTube videos that do manifestation that I usually suggest to people, but I don't feel like it's coming soon. I feel like it's a year from now and that there's still some personal stuff in your personal life that's kind of standing in the way of it is what it feels like to me in some ways. Does that make sense?
I'm working on the finances. I was thinking I would have it ready to go by the early next year.
Yeah, I feel like is it early next year though? My guys are saying it's a year out, like it's not till 2021, but you might be able to change that. Sometimes they get the year wrong. That's happened more than once. So, but I feel like there's still some stuff going on, or there might be something, that's what it is. I feel like you might discover something like right at the end of the year or the beginning of next year that is going to cause it to push out for a year.
Discover
if that
what?
makes help.
No,
Discover something that you're going to need to fix in order that'll cause the delay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me turn my other phone off. Go ahead, Shelley. What did you get on that?
Are you living anywhere near the water? Because I'm seeing when you do get a house that it's going to be near the water.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm striving for. That's what I have my realtor looking for, a house on the water.
I see on the water. And it looks like it's going to have, are you looking for a house that would have more than 2 or 3 bedrooms?
3 bedrooms is what I'm looking for.
Oh, 3 bedrooms. Oh, okay. And are you looking for a place that has a yard for like a dog?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because I feel you have a dog, and the dog is saying he's anxious to move.
Oh, that's good. I'm anxious to have him.
Yeah, he says, I want a yard. And I feel that you're going to take him for walks on the beach, and he's looking forward for that. So the dog's okay in the house you're with, but I think he's going to be very happy in the new house near the water.
Well, I don't have a dog yet.
Yeah, you're going to have a dog, and he's going to be very happy he's going to be a dog that likes the water. He'll jump in the ocean. He'll want to play ball. He'll want you to throw a stick or frisbee for him. He's going to be a black dog. He might be like a medium-sized dog, maybe like a Labrador or a Labrador mix, and it's going to be a boy doggy.
Oh, I like that. I like
yeah.
That. That's awesome. Yeah. That's
you like the what?
I'm happy. I like Labradors too, so that's good.
Yeah, you might be getting 2 of them. I think you're going to, when you go to get a dog, you're going to get one, but you're going to see another one that you like, so you'll end up getting 2.
Well, I always said I wanted to, so they would keep each other company during the day.
Yeah, I would get 2.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love that.
And don't get them at the pound, because the animals are sick there.
Oh. Are you picking up on what the issue is that I discover that causes a delay? Are you getting anything around that?
It might have to do with finances, because you're wanting to buy a house now, but I think it's possible you could get the house in 2020. But I kind of agree with Bob that there's some kind of a financial block, and it has to do with something that comes up financially, unexpected expense, financial expense that comes up financially that you have to take care of that delays it.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound good. All right. Well, thank you both. I appreciate it.
And Bob, how can Laura get in contact with you?
Sure, you can go to my website. It's bobthepsychic.com, and if you book an appointment there, it'll ask if you have a promo code, a promotion code. If you use the word radio in all lowercase, it'll take $20 off any appointment with me, 30 minutes or longer.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
And you could contact me, Laura, at 818-744-5241. And I'm having a special $30 for 30 minutes. So just go to PayPal and put in my email, put in ShelleyHofberg@gmail.com, $30 for 30 minutes. And also, if you're interested in if you're interested in any events or classes, go to my website. I'm doing the classes in California right now, but I am planning to do them on the internet in the future. So go check out my classes and see if there's anything that you're interested in. If so, send me an email so when I do them online, I could contact you.
Oh, great,
and thank you. Yeah. And thank you for calling, Laura.
I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
I'm now going to continue my interview with Bob the Psychic, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 269. How does the information come through to you, Bob?
I hear things. So my sense is that I hear it. It sounds like, the voice in your head that you always hear, but it just sounds different. And I hear several voices, depending what the situation is. Usually if I'm with a client and I hear a voice, that's usually my guide. Sometimes I hear higher guides. When I'm doing mediumship, I feel as though I'm hearing the voice or a sense of the voice of the person that I'm contacting with. So I get it usually I'm hearing. Sometimes I see stuff with my eyes closed, like through your third eye, but usually it is through sound of some sorts, which makes me clairaudient, I believe is what that's called. That's how it comes to me. And most people, when I meet them, I'll tell them in a reading whether they see or hear, kind of give them an idea of what their gift is. And it's interesting how many people say, oh, yeah, that has happened to me before. I just never realized what it was, especially the ones that see things, which is interesting because I've met a lot of people who have seen stuff like spirits or lights or something around that isn't normal, I want to say, and that they realize that that's part of their gift communicating with them.
Oh, awesome. And let's take our, that's great. And Bob, let's take our next caller, area code 269. Hello, 269.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm fine. How are you? And who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Pam. I'm calling in from Michigan.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam. And Pam, how can we help you today?
Well, originally I was going to ask about a new job because I'm getting frustrated with my very long job search, but I'm fascinated by this topic, and now I'm wondering if anything is coming through from the other side.
Yes, I feel like there's well, first let me give you a little bit about the job. I do feel like it's time for you to start looking. I feel like you're going to be much more active in your search in November towards the end of the year, and I feel like in the beginning of next year, maybe by February or so, I feel like you will have a new job. I don't feel like you're in a hurry, like, oh my gosh, I hate it here and I'm just walking out. It's not that. I feel like you're going to wait for the right thing to come your way, and like I said, I feel like it appears around you the beginning of next year, just February. But like I said, I don't think you're going to start really talking about it till November, and I do feel like you're going to start telling people that you're kind of interested in something new, not, kind of like networking that way, and I feel like that's going to be very successful for you. In terms of spirits or guides around you, I definitely am getting there's a grandfather on your dad's side that's around you. He's telling me he's been waiting for you to make the change that you know you need to make, that there's something around you that you need to take care of. I feel like it's a family thing. Let me see if I can get more on that. It's like all right, I'm hearing it's like a situation you need to move away from or take action on. I don't feel like it's a conversation. It's like taking some other kind of action. Does that make any sense?
And not at the moment. It might later.
Not at the moment? Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I can get. Do you know, all right, so let me see if I can get him to tell me more. The only other thing I heard, unless this is in relation to the last person, I heard he's telling me it's something having to do with animals around you. Do you have, dogs? Do you have dogs? Something about an animal around you? Like
I don't have any.
This could be the last. I feel like this is related to the last person because I got he's talking about 2 dogs, and Shelley was just talking about 2 dogs.
Right.
It could be the same thing. Let me see if is there someone specific around you would like to talk to? If you give me their name, let me see if I can find them that way.
Audrey.
Okay, so here's what I heard from her. She's happy. I'm happy that you have finally reached out to me and let me know that you think about me. I am in a place right now where there is no pain, and it is very full of white light. I spend much of my days relaxing and being with other family members, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you more. She's also telling me that she's a little bit shy because we're on the radio. But she said that I feel like when you're in your bedroom or when you're about to go to sleep, that she's kind of floating around there. Like if you're looking at if your bed faces it would be when you're laying in bed, like look to the left. I feel like she might be. I feel like floating around over there, if that makes any sense. In your bedroom on the left side, are there windows over there? Are there like big windows? Yeah.
Well, there's a window, yeah.
A window. I feel like she's kind of floating around towards the top of that window. To me, it kind of looks like a balloon, but I feel like she's there and ready to speak with you. So try. I feel like she might. I'm seeing candles flickering now. So if you have candles around you or you like candles at night and there's something kind of like flicker, that could be her making motion around them is what I'm getting. Because I feel like she's trying to figure out how to communicate with you. So see if maybe tonight when you go to bed, ask, like right before you fall asleep or when you're laying in bed, to see a vision or to ask the guides to show you, maybe in your dream state, she might come to you.
I have seen her before.
Oh, okay. So that does make sense. Okay.
4 months after she passed.
Yeah. Okay, so that was when she told me that was when she first got very comfortable where she was at, and she had gotten done resting, I want to say, from whatever it is that she was doing before.
Right.
And she's telling me she can't wait to see you again, but I get that that's not anytime soon. So
okay.
Like tomorrow. So no, that's a good thing.
Whew.
She's laughing too. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Shelley?
Pam?
Yeah.
Audrey, I feel, was a very loving person. I just get such good energy from her. She was a really good person. She was a very loving person. And, I feel that she's providing loving guidance to you from the other side. That she is around you. You can't see her if you go ask her to appear to you in your dream. She could come to you in your dream. And the other thing is to meditate, to kind of put yourself, because when you meditate, you put your mind in a receptive state to receive messages from spirit. And the way that you do that is you just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and focus on a white light because, the spirits kind of come to us for the white light. So focus on a bright white light. Ask her to come through and ask her to give you a message, because these are some ways that she can communicate to you.
Okay.
Because she is definitely around you, and I do feel that she loves you very much. Bob, how can Pam get in contact with you?
Yes, my website, it's bobthepsychic.com, and when you're there, if you use the promo code RADIO, all in lower case, it will take $20 off any appointment with me, 30 minutes or longer.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
And you could call me at 818-744-5241, and thank you for calling the Psychic Horizon Show.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. I'm now going to continue my interview with Bob the Psychic, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 626. How do you prepare for a medium reading, Bob?
Oh, that's a good question. So before every reading, I take a few moments to really ground and center myself. So I close my eyes. I take a few really deep, cleansing breaths. I imagine myself being really strongly connected to the center of the earth, and whatever energy in me that is not positive or for the greatest good being flowing out through a tube at the bottom of my spine, and I imagine white light coming in, and I just try to get into a very much relaxed state and just really concentrate on being open and being ready to hear messages. And I do that for all my readings, so it doesn't matter whether it's mediumship or just a rather psychic meeting. So before this radio show, for 5 minutes before, I sat there and breathed deeply and did all that to be calm. And then during the show, after I'm done with everyone, I ask the universe to release the energy that I just read so I can be open to receive the next person.
Awesome. Well, let's take our next caller, Bob, which is area code 626. Hello, 626.
Okay. Yes, hello, Shelley.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, this is Frank in California.
Oh, hi, Frank. It's so good to hear from you.
No, thank you, Shelley. Thank you. I have a question in regards to an appointment I had this afternoon with Bruce.
Yes.
Okay.
What's going to transpire?
Go ahead, Shelley. Since you know him, do you want to go ahead or do you want me to?
I feel that Bruce, that you presented him with a proposal for the job, and that he's going to be contacting you in the next 2 or 3 days regarding the proposal that you gave him, and that that he is going to be open to signing a contract for you to do the job with him. And it does feel that the price will be negotiated. He might want you to come down a little bit, but you're still going to make good money on the project. I don't think that you would be coming down that much on the project. So you're still going to make good money.
Okay.
So I do feel that you're going to be getting this project, Frank. And what do you feel, Bob?
I do feel like the meeting is going to be very successful. And I do feel like you are going to get what it is you want. And I feel like in some ways it's even going to be surprising, like how good it goes. Yeah, that's what I got. I feel like it's going to be surprisingly good, so I feel like that's a good thing. Didn't get much else on that. I just heard it's going to be good, and you're going to be fine and not to worry.
Okay. Is there anything special I need to do while I speak with him or not, or any demands?
I feel like you're already prepared in a way that you already know whatever the question, you already have the answers that you're going to need for the event. I feel like for him it's just he's kind of like feeling you out in a way, like making sure that is this the first meeting you've had with him? Because I feel like this is like he's going to like check you out and make sure that you feel okay to him, if that makes sense, like kind of scoping each other out. Does that make sense? Is it the first meeting with him?
Yes, that's true. I haven't spoken to him. I've spoken to someone else in his staff, and this meeting set this afternoon at 3 o'clock, so just a little bit of butterflies and just wondered.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to be fine.
Frank.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be fine. Don't worry. Is the sense I get on that.
Okay, I've been also working with this gentleman named Ben. He's kind of been flaky. And I'm planning
I get he's not the right one. Yeah, I don't feel like Ben is the right one for you right now. I feel like you're way more motivated or way more dedicated than he might be. I feel like he has other distractions around him. I don't feel like he's a bad guy or there's anything like that around him. I just feel like he's distracted by other things going on. It could be other business opportunities around him, and that's why he's not being as serious as you would like him to be. So I do feel like within the next I feel like you are going to part from him and do something on your own without him, is the sense I get on that.
Well, it sounds like you hit it on the head, Bob. Yes, you hit it on the head.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you. But I do feel like you're going to be fine. I feel like you can still be friends. I do feel like you're going to remain in contact with him or be friends with him or whatever that is, however that worked out. I still feel like that's going to work out, but I feel like right now the business thing is not so much.
Well, you're absolutely right. I thank you very much, Bob.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My information, sure. It's bobthepsychic.com is my website. I'm here in North Scottsdale, Arizona, but I do readings over the phone via Zoom. It's a video thing, or, you're not here. You're in California, so you can come visit. And when you go to my website, if you use the promo code RADIO, all in lowercase, you'll be able to save $20 on any reading 30 minutes or longer with me.
Well, cool. That sounds really good.
My pleasure. Nice meeting you.
Likewise. Thank you,
Nice
Shelley.
to hear. Good to hear from you, Frank, and say hello to Frank Jr. for me, too.
Oh, I sure will. I'm sure he'll be speaking with you. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you, dear. I'm now going to continue my interview with Bob the Psychic. Bob, what does it mean to you to be a medium?
That's interesting. Never really thought about that. I feel as though it makes it gives me a special way to help people answer questions they have, to feel more connected with their spirits and guides around them. I feel like it helps me be like a conduit or a channel for them, to give them, like I said, peace of mind, like being the source of the source kind of thing. And I feel like it's a profound gift that you have to use great in gratitude and not let it go to your head. I feel like there's some psychics that are very neither you or I who kind of like have an ego about it. I don't. I make sure I take steps not to let it go to my head. So I'm always like, oh wow, that worked, or oh yeah, that made sense. I always am saying that because that way I feel like it keeps me grounded that way. But I feel like the fact that I can help give people peace of mind because I do that is something that I'm just very proud of. That's really what it means to me. It's like really helping people like find their place, find out whatever it is they need to do. Like even with the last person we've talked to, we gave him the confidence to know that, hey, he's going to go to that meeting, it's going to go well, and everything's going to be fine. And I feel like with some of the other people we've talked to, the same thing. We've given them some guidance or some ideas or something to look for coming ahead to help make their life better or easier in some way.
Awesome. And let's take our next caller, Bob, which is area code 914.
Okay.
Hello, 914.
Debbie.
Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Yes, 914, you're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm from New York.
Hi.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
And Catherine, how can we help you?
I was wondering if you see a job coming to me either from Melissa, Larry, or Jared, please.
Melissa, Larry, or Jared, what do you feel, Bob?
I feel, which one is it, Miss Lori? I feel like it's from Lori. Actually, I feel like it's from Lori or Jared. It could be either one of them. I don't feel like the first name gave me anything, but the second two did. The second name, Lori, came in the loudest, or that one seemed the most to me, but I feel like the third name, Jared, might also have something. So I feel like it's the second two. I feel like which one should she take? I feel like if they both offer you some...
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, no, I had said Larry, so is that the one?
Larry, yes, I thought it was Lori. Yeah, Larry. But I feel like though, if they offer you a job, I feel like the Jared was the third name. I feel like that's the one that's going to be the better one, or the one that's going to fit you the most.
That's the one I like the most. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I feel like, that opportunity. Well, I also heard it might be coming first too. So, but I don't think when is it coming? It might not be till if it hasn't already happened, because I heard beginning of August. So it must be around you right now. Have they made an offer yet? Because it must be coming very, very soon.
I had sent him like an overview of the project that I wanted to work with him on, like to submit to his company.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't heard back from him in about a month. So late last week, I think it was Friday, I texted him, oh, hi, just wanted to, get back in touch with you and see if you wanted to speak again or if I may send you the whole idea, but I haven't heard back yet.
I do feel like I feel like he is going to respond back to you. I got within the next few days or something like this. Something like that. So I do feel like there is something going on with that. So I do feel like you'll hear back from him soon.
Oh, wonderful. And I shouldn't contact him again. I'll just wait now, right? Is that?
I feel like you're going to wait. I feel like you're going to wait 2 weeks, and then you might reach out to him again saying you're just kind of wondering what's happening, that you haven't heard from him, and does he know anything, that kind of thing. Is what that feels like to me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Shelley, what did you get on that?
I do feel that Larry will respond to you. He's busy, so it could take 3 or 4 days for you to get a response from him. But you are going to be getting a response from him. And there is going to be an interview that is going to be set up with him, and that this interview is going to be coming before the end of August. So I feel you could be interviewed in August, that there would be a proposal. He would be submitting a proposal for him for the job, and then it looks like there could be a job offer by the end of August. And I don't see you really starting the job until September.
Well, that makes sense. Fantastic. So that's with Larry.
Yes.
Oh,
and Bob,
great.
how can Catherine get a hold of you?
Sure. My website is bobthepsychic.com, and if you go there and make an appointment, it'll ask you if you have a promotion code, and use the word radio, all in lowercase, and it will take $20 off any reading, 30 minutes or longer.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you both. Thank you. Many blessings.
Thank you.
I want to let the callers know that I'm going to be at the Center for Spiritual Living in La Crescenta on November 2nd. I'm going to be at the New Earth Expo on November, at the Huntington Spiritual Center for Spiritual Living on November 23rd. I'm going to be at the Spiritual Living Expo on October 5th at the Museum of Women. There's a lot of events that I'm doing in Southern California, events. And if you're interested in participating in any of my events, please go to my website, www.psychichorizon.com, to check out my upcoming events. And I'm going to be on Ask Sue radio show. The host is Sue Davis. She is an animal advocate in the UK. But there are a lot of people from the U.S. as well as the UK that call her show. I'm going to be on her show today at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be doing pet psychic readings. I could also do medium clairvoyant readings and aura readings because I can see the colors in my for my third eye. So please call 323-870-3861. 323-870-3861. The Sue Davis is the Psychic Ask Psychic Sue show has been on the air a lot longer than my show, Psychic Horizon. So she's very well known in the UK and the US and the United States as an active animal advocate. So if any of you that are interested in getting a pet psychic reading for your pet today, or reading for yourself, or wanting to find out more information about how you can help animals, please call 323-870-3861. Today, you could start calling now, to get on the air. For the Sue Davis show, which I'll be doing at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So I just wanted to announce that. She's going to be a very special guest on my show on Thursday, August 22nd. My show is from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And the number to call is 323-870-3791 to get onto my show. So go. Please come join me on the psychic on the Ask Sue radio show today, and please join me on my show next week because she'll be a very special guest on the Psychic Horizon show. And I want to take. I have time for one last caller, which is Carolyn, area code 818. Hello, Carolyn.
Hello. How are you both doing?
Good.
We're doing
good.
great. We can't.
Okay.
We can't stay on really long because I have to get off the air to go on the other show. But do join me on the Ask Sue show, Carolyn. And Carolyn, what is your question?
I wanted to know what do you see for me coming up for the rest of the year?
Okay, so I feel like, yes, let me see. I feel like there's going to be great shifting around you. I feel like there's really just a lot of commotion that you're going to kind of step out of your shell and step up and make some of the changes that you know you need to do. I feel like you're going to take changes, especially on the career front, in terms of your job or whatever it is you do for abundance. I feel like you're going to start looking for something new because I feel like in some ways you're burned out with what you're doing now and you're really ready for another opportunity. I feel like you've been kind of coasting or trying to figure out, like listening to messages and trying to figure out what's been going on since perhaps April of this year, beginning of this year. But I feel like now you're going to put all of that together and move forward. I don't feel like you're going to move anywhere, so I don't feel like it's that kind of change. But I do feel like there's a change in terms of work around you or some of the people around you, that you're going to meet a bunch of new people that are going to show you new things or be involved in a new social set of people. Does that make sense? Does that help?
All of it makes sense, and it all helps.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Shelley?
What was your, you just wanted to know what was going to be happening next year?
For the beginning, towards the end of this year.
Towards the end of this year.
I think that maybe during the holidays, but you're going to be taking going on a bus trip with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it's someplace in, like maybe Santa Barbara or Salbane or Nevada. You're going someplace fun, and it's a day trip that you're going to be taking. You're also going to be hearing from that the mortgage company finally that regarding your fee for your mortgage. And I feel that you may need to have to get an attorney involved to get the information from the mortgage company, that you may have to have an attorney send them a letter so that you could get the fee, because it's preventing you from being able to move, and sell your house. So I feel that you could go to legal aid or go to We the People, because it's cheaper to send a letter from We the People than an attorney. And I feel that you definitely need to take care of this by the end of the year and have them send a letter.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you for calling, Carolyn.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a great day.
You too. I want to thank Bob the Psychic for being a special guest on my show. He's going to be a regular guest on my show on the second Thursday of each month. So he will be back on September 12th, and he may be joining the Goldilocks production family and doing his own radio show. So do go to the Goldilocks production Facebook page, to find out about Bob's upcoming show and other show hosts. Thank you for calling the show, Bob.
Oh, my pleasure, Shelley. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, and have a good day, dear.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.